I've been working on the Words of Magic from the very beginning. During the development, I was responsible for a lot of things related to the 3D graphics. At the very beginning, I worked with our programmer on the basis of the game, creating 3D assets for the terrain and 3D characters for the prototype. Later, I was mainly responsible for creating the 3D characters art and coordinating 3D art team. It was really hard to decide how we want the game to look like, taking into consideration the limitations on the engine, the mechanics, and multi-platforming plans.
I was responsible for 3D game environment, and with Wojtek we created 7 planes of existence. We wanted them to be as different as possible, so it would be fun for a player to explore them. The main challenge was to keep the world organic and not repeatable, despite it is created from randomly generated tiles. Another challenge was creating city screens. I had to create different city screens for 8 different races on 7 different planes. This gives 56 combinations. I also had to take into consideration such factors as population. Thanks to this, city feels different on different stages of the game.
There were a lot of problems during the development process of the Words of Magic. For example, each unit in the Draconian faction has wings on their back. After creating some of their models, we noticed that it was really hard to animate their wings. After spending some time with Animator on that issue, we decided to change the way we created the wings. As a result, today you can see in the game that some of the models of Draconians have different wings than the others.
I participated in the project from the beginning. Besides the side quests, for example, Assemble, Teaser, Spellbook, Artbook, the main task was animation most of the units. The biggest challenge was working at the Draconian because they have bat wings, reptile legs, when a humanoid, for example, doing sword attack of death animation, I must always care what doing with wings. If you look how the Draconians die, everyone falls down on stomach. Most fun I had when I was doing the Unhallowed. You ask me why I don't know why, I just like it. My favorite units from this race are Herald, who plays on flag, like plays on guitar, or Skeleton Archer, who juggles his own head.
In the Words of Magic, we have over 120 3D character models. We had to find a way to create that amount of 3D content in a pretty short time. We wanted each model to have really own feeling and to be really distinctive. I decided to focus on the silhouette and the colors of the models rather than on the details. I wanted each character to be easy to identify from the 4-camera view.
I was working on roaming creatures. These are kind of monsters who player doesn't control, only fight with them. So you can see them everywhere scattered on the map, and they are defending some valuables. And when you win with them, you gain rewards. Well, the biggest challenge for me as a character artist was developing character topology. Because when the poly count is low and you animate creatures in various ways, you often end up with animation artifacts. I mean, when, for example, elbow is full of unnecessary angles, and you really have to pay attention to the topology to achieve good looks. Well, I absolutely love developing characters for the games. Just think about it, what can be better than getting up in the morning, going to work and creating a dragon, for example. It's absolutely amazing for me.